Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Diggity dank.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of Nightwing news. It's all about family. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And this week, we're going to do a Kristen pick. That's right. Batman Wayne Family Adventures. Which I was thinking about. Some people might not know about because it's not on like the DC app.
So cute.
Yeah, print and digital, but not on the DC app. So I guess the old the Nightwing algorithm that tells you anytime something Nightwing shows up on online anywhere, correct?
So I saw no. So Joshua Lapin Bertoni, who sometimes writes, he mentioned it. It was a couple years ago because it's been out for a couple years. He mentioned it in one of his articles that he wrote for DC. Okay. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of this before because I'd never heard of the Webtoons app. And then I got it. And now a couple other cartoons that I see stuff on Facebook, like they're also on Webtoon. So yeah, I read a couple of them now.
Yeah, it's been a few years. I remember there was one or two other comic book writers who had talked about doing stuff for them. I think Fabian Nicieza was one, but yeah, I didn't know about it. I didn't notice this until you pointed it out. So,
yep. So I definitely think, and it's kind of like with that officially launched now. That the like DC Go that now has the one that's the nothing but Nightwing, and then also there's a Raven one and a Harley Quinn one. I think that's to kind of appeal to this same audience because it's also done in kind of the scrolling format.
Yes. And if you're all about the Batfamily, kids, this is the series for you.
That's right.
And each, I guess, they're episodes. The episodes aren't long. They aren't long. But there's a good bit of them already.
Yeah, I mean, actually, one's probably coming out in like 10 minutes.
Oh, is that when they come out on Wednesdays?
Yeah, well, because so technically Webtoon is Korean. So it like launches, it comes out Thursday morning or something, but the equivalent time for our time zone is like 9:30 on Wednesday nights or something.
Okay, maybe Thursday morning. Yeah, I don't think they're that far. Yeah, it might be like Thursday.
Yeah, it's sometimes Thursday morning.
Yeah, I could see that because a lot of this is everything I'm looking at on here. It looks like it has very much like manga or anime vibes. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I also read Adventures of God, and it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Also, you might like hold on, let me go to my Webtoons. Oh, it's up right now. You might like Litterbox Comics because that's a family one. It's about like it's a mom and dad and their kids, but they're cats.
Oh, I see. They have a Red Hood Outlaws one.
Yeah, I read that one. I did not think it was as good. Well, actually, the guy who wrote that one is the guy who's writing Nothing But Nightwing. Okay. I did not think that the Red Hood one had some good episodes, and then it also had some episodes where I was like, "What the heck?" But it did actually have a couple good episodes with Dick in it, and actually the last episode. So yeah, you should check some of those out. But yeah, a couple times it was kind of confusing. I wasn't sure what the plot was. but in that one. But yeah, the one thing I like about this new season of Wayne Family Adventures is actually more not as episodic. It's actually kind of like this big long thing where they're up against the Joker. But I like that the Wayne Family Adventures is kind of this slice of life, very much with which is what these are, just like random things.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like there's like 139 episodes, and like I said, they're not long, kids. So,
Yep.
but if Jay said it, if we have Red Hood Outlaws, shouldn't we have our own Nightwing solo one? Or
well, that's why he does have one. It's in the DC app.
Oh, I mean, okay. I meant over here, but okay, yeah, that works.
Well, because the Red Hood Outlaws was like Jason, Artemis, and Bizarro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the best one. Those three.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But I love a Red Batman Wayne Family Adventure, so it's like you might like Red Hood Outlaws 99% match.
I mean, yeah, go figure. There's also Vixen had one. And maybe somebody else. Zatanna had one too, I think.
Oh, nice. Okay, now I see the Vixen. Yeah.
Not really related, but I also recommend Adventures of God.
And there's Zatanna and the Ripper. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what me and Lilith been talking about. Zatanna's been making like a big comeback. Like she just had like her own like Black Label series, and now she's in a Batman miniseries, Batman Full Moon. So yeah, so I don't know if they're got Zatanna set up for her own ongoing here soon, but I'm here.
She probably hasn't had one in a while.
I don't know if she's ever had an ongoing. I know she's had miniseries, but
is she usually just in the Justice League?
Justice League or someone else's book. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. She might have something during New 52, but I don't know if that ever got past a miniseries. But yeah, no, she definitely needs an ongoing. I mean, they've given John Constantine enough books. Yeah, they need to give Zatanna some love. But yeah, the Black Label was good. And me and Lilith were like, we don't know why it was a Black Label. Maybe it was like out of continuity a little bit, but it was just like, there really wasn't. There might have been like one bad word. There was like no nudity. There's no. We're like, why is this a Black Label?
I was gonna say, isn't that the one where they had like frontal Batman nudity in one of the Black Labels or something?
It was kind of partially in shadow, but yeah. But that's what we were like. Why is it Black Label? We're like, there's nothing really bad about it, but
maybe but can't they charge you more with Black Label? Isn't it like better paper? Isn't it like better paper or something?
I think, yeah, that's what.
So maybe that's why
it's more expensive. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I mean, do you want to go through some of these, the episodes you picked out?
Yeah, I mean, I want to give you some. We don't probably need to go through all of them, but for sure, I want us to go through probably definitely one of my very favorites. The first one I gave you on the list, episode 22, The Tournament.
The tournament.
This episode 22 was like when I started reading it. This was kind of the very first one that, although it really doesn't feature Dick in a huge way, but like it kind of does. That and I was like, yeah, I like this comic.
Well, yes, because they all play against each other, and then everyone has to go through the loser has to go through a certain punishment. And this year, it's wear the disco wingsuit.
Right, with this. Yeah.
And I love how Dick's like,
why is the V so deep?
I love how Dick. How's that a punishment?
I know. That's why I loved it. Also, I think I loved it because sometimes I try not to read the comments too much because some of them the comments were bad. But this one had some pretty funny comments because somebody commented, which also cracked me up. They said, "Why is Dick dressed like a youth pastor?"
No, oh my lord. Now I can't unsee it.
So that just upped the hilarity for me that he was like, "I don't understand why disco wing is a punishment and not a prize," and he was dressed like a youth pastor.
Yes, and then of course the ending's the best because Jason's the loser, so he has to wear the disco wingsuit.
Yes. The only thing a couple people commented on that I think would have been better and maybe a little, I mean, not like whatever, but a little truer to the main comics continuity, because obviously this one is different, is it should have been tight on Jason. Like he should look stuffed into it, which would make it even more embarrassing.
I don't know. I was trying to remember. Is he as tall as Dick, or I'm
I
trying
thought
to?
Jason was supposed to be taller.
I don't know. Well, maybe after he comes back and he's like kind of.
Well, yeah, I mean, after the Lazarus pit.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be like obviously Bruce is the biggest, and then Jason is next biggest. Like Jason's taller and bulkier. And then Dick. And then Tim, because he's the one that's having Dick's old problem of never growing up. And then obviously Damien since he's a kid, but Damien will get bigger. But yes, that one's a classic. What's embarrassing about that? It's great.
And then the front seat one.
Yeah, I'm like, it is great.
All the boys have defeated Mr. Freeze, and then Batman has to go talk to Gordon. He's like, and they're all fighting over who gets the front passenger seat in the Batmobile.
Yes. Dick's like, I'm the oldest, so I should get the front seat. And then Jason with the sick burn. You being ancient is not a valid reason to get the front seat.
And then he's like, oh, I can fire the weapons, and it's one of them. Who is it, Tim or someone's like, yeah, it's all automated, so that's
But Dick in that one and the next one, I'm not ancient.
And Tim says he came up with the plan that defeated Mr. Freeze, and I love Damien. He's like, I'm the and Jason. If you call yourself the superior Robin one more time tonight, I'm gonna lose it. That would be funny if there was if Damien had his own solo series again. It was just called the superior Robin. And Batman's just like, who? Batman shows up again. Who? Do you decide who got the front seat? And of course they didn't, so they're all sitting in the back seat.
Which is pretty funny. But yes, as someone who is the oldest in my family, I was like, just because you're ancient, I was like, oh, ouch, ouch. It's like a knife to my heart.
Let's see.
But in the printed one, they have little descriptions of how they were trying to draw the people, and it says Dick, simple, comfortable, accents of fun colors and patterns.
But speaking of the printed copy, did you get that like off Amazon, or did you find that in the store?
Although my comic book store will also carry them.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was even wondering if maybe like Barnes and Noble or something like probably carries them.
Yeah, I think so, because like I said, I got it on Amazon, so I'm sure that means it'd be at Barnes and Noble.
But and then the whole Big Brother thing with Tim wants to go to the arcade with Dick, but then something's always coming up. So
yeah, that one was a little that was like a little bit serious because of course a bunch of people in again, this was kind of the one that made me stop reading the comments. Because people were like, oh, but since this is kind of a different continuity.
Yeah.
But they were like, yeah, you always do that. It's just like when he fired him. And, So that was intense. But it was also interesting because you could see a lot of people, because I do think it's a lot of people. There's obviously people who have read the comics, reading it, but also not. So a lot of people were kind of commenting from their own position in their family. They were kind of, as this really hits me as a middle child, or I totally understand what Dick's going through as an older brother, which I think was kind of more. I feel like that's more what the author was going for, was the brother family kind of stuff, as opposed to like it's supposed to be. I don't think they were trying to make it some sort of like deep meta reference to what happened in the actual comics when Bruce was dead.
Yeah, I mean, I get it in its own short way, because again, they don't have a lot of space to tell a story, but it's like I get it. That again, this smacks of Dick to me, just that. Oh yeah, he might not be able to do stuff with people in his life right away, because he is such a great guy, and he does try to help everyone, so he is the
no, it's not like I didn't.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just speaking to.
I didn't like it. Yeah, I just felt a lot of people were like, "Oh, I really get that as the oldest sibling or whatever." But then a lot of people were like extra ripping on Dick because they were like, "Oh, this is like when he fired Tim from Robin or whatever," and I was like, "Whoa, okay."
But yeah, I mean that one wasn't as lighthearted as some of the other ones.
No, but I liked the second part with Jason.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty funny. Where he's like, "Oh, you're here to give me a talking to?" He's like, "Nah, I'm hiding from Bruce." But now that you mention it, I have a few thoughts. Oh, subtle, Jason. He's like, the angsty one is my thing. Mm. And there are about 50 people in this family, and at the rate Bruce adopts kids, we'll have 100 within the next few weeks. It's like, the rest of us can help too. The rest of us? I mean, not me, obviously. I'm super busy.
You've always been a goody two shoes. No one expects you to stop now. You already showed us how to be a family. Now we just want you to be a part of it.
Yeah. Aww.
But no, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, it is Wayne Family Adventures. I'm glad they're emphasizing the family part.
Yep. Totally.
I love the Zatanna one. I even spelled the title backwards.
Yeah, that one is pretty great.
See a magic show, yeah. And again, I guess Alfred or someone convinced Bruce to take the night off, but he's there watching Zatanna's magic show. But Nightwing's there, which is good because Copperhead shows up and grabs a magic wand and turns Dick into a bunny. And then Dick's like, or Bruce is like, I don't have the bat suit. So Zatanna brings him up and still trying to keep the audience calm. So she's like, here, let's do magic and turn Bruce Wayne into a superhero. So of course, yeah. She says her spell, and of course he transforms into Superman.
Classic. But I just love little Nightwing bunny.
You got it.
He's so cute.
I know, and he jumps on. He's even jumping on Copperhead's head. Yeah.
That's right.
Hello, Bruce. I still don't see why you turned me into Superman. Did you really want me exposing your secret identity in front of half of Gotham?
I love how he's Superman with a bow tie, too.
Yeah. I love Dick. I can't wait to tell Clark about this. Absolutely not.
Yeah, whatever. He totally told Clark about it. You know that's happening, Bruce. You can't prevent it. I know. And somebody in the audience, wow, Bruce Wayne could be a superhero.
Oh, this one was fun too. The opposite day with Dick and Huntress.
Yeah, that was one of the first times that Huntress made it in.
I love he offers her a lollipop. She shoots it with the crossbow. He's like, sheesh, you could have just said no.
Right.
Then they decide to trade weapons.
Yep.
Which I was surprised.
I feel like that lollipop thing is supposed to be like to people who read the comics to be a shout out kind of to when he was in Grayson with Helena.
Yeah.
That time with the lollipop. So they could collect the skin cells.
The whole crossbow thing. What, you shoot it once and you got to reload it? But yeah, I think the Eskrima sticks are a better weapon. Well, she's like, these things have tasers. Kind of more referencing the video game stuff. He's like, yeah, push that button. Oh.
Of course, the quotes are good at the end. She's like, yeah, that was pretty fun. Were you not entertained?
She says she's hoping for more long range weapon. He's like, here, grabs a stick here and just ricochets
Just
off
throws it.
stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
But then, well, once again, for the record, I won. What are you talking about? I won.
Knew it would happen like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then the thankful one.
That's right. It's very appropriate for this time of year.
Yes, because, Dick's calling Alfred for something, and he's like, oh, none of the family's here. Azrael and Batwing are watching over Gotham. He's like, hold on, you're spending the holiday alone?
But it's also funny. Well, it's nice seeing Dick. He's taking charge, but then also when he's calling people, I was like, Red Hood, I'll keep it brief. I need you to be home in 3 days. He's like, no, not happening. I'm in the middle of something. Penny One is alone for the holidays. He's like, all right, I'll be over.
Yeah. Calls Tim. I love Tim. He's like, I have to skip steps 16 through 25 in my plan, but if I compensate by changing the location of this thing, he's like, yeah, I can make it work. Then he calls Duke and Cass and Stephanie. He calls Bruce and he's like, no, I wasn't aware of that. I can't promise anything, Nightwing. The mission is important. And just Damian gives him the glare. Father.
We'll be there.
So yeah, then they all come to the house and Alfred's like, what? Because then when they all start showing up, he says to Dick, did you do this? I told you not to worry. But he basically gives him this speech how he's always been there for him, and he's like, we're thankful for you every single day, Alfred. I hope you know that.
Aww. That's right. And then they have a hug. Oh, so beautiful.
The Grace and Miracle Worker, even Bruce's home. Oh Lord, the lesson learned. Damian asking Dick, he's like, I was reviewing old case files and I noticed an entry stating you were banned from fighting Poison Ivy for a time. Why was that?
Oh my god, I love this one. It's so funny.
So basically, when Batman and Robin, at one point when Dick was Robin and they went to fight, 16 years ago. Jeez.
Yeah, he was baby.
Yeah. But yeah, they run into Poison Ivy, and Dick kind of getting eaten by these planes.
Well, first, when they first show up and he says, "Are you asking us to leave you alone?"
Yes.
Classic.
Ugh.
Yeah, then he gets eaten by the plant. That tickled.
Mm. But Batman's like, yeah, just stay behind me. And Dick pokes it with his finger and it swallows him again.
Then, and this is also funny with Poison Ivy. Like, do you want to? Like, you need a parenting
In a
moment.
moment. Yeah. And Bruce is just like, if you can't follow orders, you gotta, you can't be in the field. We'll talk about this later. Just young Dick, oh man.
I know. I love that little the one where he's like, "Oh man." It's so cute.
Present him just telling Damien, oh, that was it was just like that. I was completely benched, completely unjustified. Damien, it's a miracle you survived long enough to meet me, Grayson.
Hilarious.
Oh, the suit up. Bring Kate into this, yeah. Kate, Nightwing, and Red Hood. And yeah, Batman's suit's was battling Condiment King, and his suit got ruined, so he sent Kate for a new suit. So they're all like, "Oh, hey, Alfred always has one ready to go," but Dick's like, "Well, he didn't specify." So they're checking the closet for all the bat suits. They're like, "What's the most embarrassing one?"
Breaking rights for eternity.
So they're all looking and like, "What's this?" And Jason's like, "Oh, it's a mummy."
Yep.
Dick, I see your mummy suit and raise you this toga. Ooh, nice. How about something like this? And then it's the Zernar suit.
And then a green one, a pink one, and he's like, "Wait, it's Dick. Dick always is knowledgeable about fashion disasters."
A lot of these were like, I swear, for the 50s and 60s. So Dick was there for all of them. He's
Exactly. But then when Kate gives him the suit, he looks in. He's like, "Problem?" He's like, "I expected this from my children, but not from you."
so Batman has to meet Gordon. He's wearing the rainbow suit. Yeah, I, I love when Gordon pulls out his phone and says, "There aren't many days I can say this, but God, I love this job."
See, yeah, that was a good one.
mm, mm.
So funny.
Oh, and another kind of this one was sad, but I mean, but again, very in character. Just the holding
I know,
hope.
yeah, they're not all funny. Some of them
Yeah,
are.
the two-part holding hope. Yeah, where this young
Some of them
girl,
tug at the heartstrings.
this young girl's parents have died. And yeah, she ran away from wherever she was staying, and Dick's like, I want to help, and I don't know how. And Bruce basically telling him, I really didn't know how to read. I did reach out, but it was hard, and I didn't know what to say. And to you, Bruce, I made a lot of mistakes when you were young, but you still grew up to be the best person I know. I don't think I get much of the credit for that, but it's still true.
Aww.
But again, these writers are good. I turned myself into something criminals would fear, but you made yourself a symbol of hope, especially for those in their darkest moments.
Aww.
Mm, if anyone can give that little girl hope right now, it's you. So he says he'll do his best, and Bruce is like, I know you will. And then the second part is him going down to talk to the little girl. Basically telling her, it'll get better, but yeah, but letting other people in, but you always carry the love your parents had for you. At the end, look, your favorite stuff. He hugs Bruce at the end. Thanks for being there when I needed someone. You changed my life. Aww. And Bruce, you changed mine too. Aww. For the better, without a doubt.
So many awes, but yes. Of course, I loved it so much. Because it's so sweet.
Here's a funny one: the field test with Wally.
Yes. Now a funny one after the emotional wreckage of the Holding Hope.
But yeah, Dick basically, my family volunteered me to find a solution to the problem we've been having. I was hoping you could help me. And the problem, using speedsters for transportation is great, except for one thing. Is all this about how we carry you? So they try all these different toe to toe.
I don't know what's so undignified about cradle or piggyback, but I mean, obviously that wouldn't make it funny. I mean, piggyback, that's all right. Yeah, that toe to toe, that seems ridiculous.
It seems like the speedster would have trouble seeing what's in front of him.
Right, yeah, he says, "I can't see, we're going down."
Over the shoulder. The Bat Bjorn.
That was definitely the funniest one. The Bat Bjorn.
I love Wally's. Is really more dignified. Nope, way comfier though. The dirty dancing.
The dirty dancing.
Why? I would think that would tire out a speedster too, holding somebody over your head.
Right, yeah. He says, "I'm not running with you like this."
And then the roller skates, Dick's on roller skates, but then yeah, of course they
Wally goes way too fast.
Yep. Well, Dick, cradle or piggyback it is.
Told you.
He's like, shut up.
Now Wally can go home and tell the Flashes we got one over on the bats.
Oh yes, I like this one. The alarm bells, yes.
Yeah, hold on though. I'm flipping through, and when you get a chance, you'll have to go. There are some funny ones where Tim keeps getting kidnapped, or attempted kidnapping, really, because the guys are so ineffective, and Jason has to keep saving him. And he says really funny things like they're these terrible kidnappers, and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Red Hood," and then Jason's like, "Please, Mr. Red Hood was my father."
But no, this is this one made me chuckle too. Yeah, the alarm bells when Bruce is like sitting at a computer there, but like he's been there for a day. Jason, I think he blinked a minute ago. Does that count? That dude comes down and said, "It's official. Alfred called it. He said he'll bake cookies if we can get Bruce to stop working." So they all try to get Bruce to get up from the computer.
Sorry, the cat was playing with something she shouldn't have been.
Okay. But yeah, I love when they all try to get Bruce to move, and Jason's like, "I got it." He's like, "I'm going to take the Batmobile for a spin," and Bruce's like, "Yeah, go for it." Then Cass is like, "My turn." Throws a batarang. Bruce catches it without even looking. No batarang near the Bat computer. Duke, "Oh no, the Gotham Gazette just published your secret identity. What should we do?" Bruce looks it up on the computer real quick. No alerts, just a rumor. We're fine.
Jason, I'm gonna light the manor on fire. Not with Alfred in it, you won't.
They're gonna pour a bucket of ice water over his head. Don't you dare. Jason, he's gotten too good at this. The idea is, oh, Dick, just one. And done. He deactivates the manner defenses. He says, I just deactivated the manner defenses. I know you can reactivate them on the back computer, which is why I gave Damien a 5-minute head start. You can catch him before he escapes to go patrolling on his own, but only if you leave now.
And then I think my favorite part is those two pictures there of like Bruce and Dick looking at each other and the way it was like.
So Bruce said something that had to be censored and runs off. Oh, Dick, thank you.
Also, how Jason is like kind of annoyed that it wasn't him.
So they go upstairs and Damien's already eating cookies.
I also like how they do the thing from his phone. And it's
Yeah,
just
little
like,
emoji. Yeah.
Also, Dick's dressed like a youth pastor again.
I know. I just thought that funny. It was just like, oh yeah, Damien's on a rampage again.
Yep. Dick's been around Bruce the longest. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what buttons to push.
Oh, kidnapping clinic.
Ah, yes. This was another amazing one.
Oh yeah.
So funny. Yes, Duke gets kidnapped. Or no, excuse me, a kid. It's a threat.
Yeah.
Duke's first kidnapping threat. And he's nervous. And Dick's like, oh, hey, first time? Yeah. Let's chat about it. And Duke's like, this happens a lot. Just like so many times.
Especially when Bruce first took me and I was all small and vulnerable looking and cute.
And then there's a picture of him in his bed with his little Batman pajamas and his elephant plushie about to be kidnapped in a net. And then he says, sometimes still happens, even though I'm older and less vulnerable and ridiculously handsome.
And he's still wearing the same pajamas.
But he added a hat now.
Yes, sleeping cap, yeah.
I mean, that's like that right there is like what made the episode was that he was wearing the same Batman pajamas in the same bed, sucking his thumb. Although it's a different thumb this time, I think. But it's also the hat, man. The hat. The sleeping hat.
But I love he's like, yeah, how do I do this? Do I let the GCPD and Bruce figure it out? Should I help? What do I do if these guys actually get to me? Don't stress, Jason. Don't stress about it. If someone comes for you, just take them out. Problem solved. And Tim's like, he should only fight back if there's a threat of imminent harm. We need to put some thought into preserving our secret identities. People get suspicious otherwise. Jason, that's exactly why you need me to rescue you every 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's in reference to the
I figured
guys I was talking about, yes. And yeah, I've never needed you to rescue me. He's like, I love what about this other day? And then with the popcorn.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love the other three just sitting there with the popcorn watching those two argue.
Yes. Classic.
I love Duke. So my options are to fight back and blow my cover. Don't fight back and put myself in danger. Damien, if Todd is spearheading your rescue, you certainly will be in danger. And Dick's, of course, Dick's like, I always find it helpful to work cases with Bruce, but do what you feel is right. And if these guys get to you anyway, trust your instincts. You're the one on the ground. You get to make the call. Bottom line, your safety is the most important thing. We can deal with anything else. And Damien, if the worst happens, we will come for you. You can rely on that. And Jason, and don't worry, Tim can walk you through the proper ways to publicly thank one of us for a rescue. He's had a lot of practice.
You and I are never speaking again.
Like kicks his chair over. You're never speaking again.
No, he's fueled by rage there.
Oh, this is a good one too. There can only be one.
Yeah.
Dick and Jason going with Roy and Leanne to the carnival or whatever.
Yeah, it was funny. Again, this was one of the ones where I made the mistake of reading the comments and like too many people were like, Nightwing fans are going to be mad because Jason's getting recognition, and then and that is what happened. The Jason fans were like, obviously Jason's the favorite, and then Nightwing fans were like, Leah doesn't even know Jason in the comics or whatever. And I was like, oh man, simmer down, people. This is why I stopped reading the comics. This is why I like to read it in the book form.
Yeah, it's so funny. Dick and Jason are in competition to be Leanne's favorite.
Yes.
So she wants to play games or get caught in
Like,
can.
you invited him. I'm supposed to be the favorite. Also, Jason with his fanny pack. Although I guess it's like a cross.
Yeah, I think it's one of those cross ones. Yeah, they don't do it around the waist anymore.
These Gen Zs. Dick again with the youth pastor outfit.
Got his face painted. But yeah, when it's time to go home, yeah, they're loading everything in the car, and Leon's like, "Oh, you guys are both the best," and I love yeah, they're still arguing, and Roy's like, "She played you two like a drum. I've never been more proud."
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like obviously.
But I love at the end, Jason. I'm calling her for the Outlaws, Dick. Don't even. She's a Titan through and through. Of course, yeah. I knew you'd pick. Yeah, Haley.
Oh yeah.
Episode with Haley. I knew you'd pick that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Yeah, I love Tim's like vacuuming Dick's apartment, and he's like, "You could help." He's like, "You're the one who came in last night, and you're the one who tracked all the dirt in here when you crashed here last night after patrol, so you have to clean." I know it sucks, but I don't make the rules. Tim, you literally just did. So he says, "Haley, I see someone who needs saving. Go get him."
But I definitely like. I mean, Haley being so cute, but also you were too cute for your own good. You know that, right, Dick? Thank you. And then apparently this adds an extra layer of funny. Is Tim's quote, "I could not have been more clearly talking to the dog," is also from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Apparently, Captain Holt says it at one point.
Come on, let's go get some food. You can finish cleaning later. You mean we can finish cleaning later? Nope, don't think I did.
I mean, that is fair, though. You make the mess, you have to clean it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on, you got a brother, your brother makes a mess, you're going to make him clean it up, right?
Those are the rules. They didn't make them up.
Exactly. Oh, but then, what's this? Part 2 of Light and Dark. Yes. Dick and Damien talking.
Yes, Damien's having a bad day.
Yes. But he's basically like, yeah, father believes in second chances, but is it truly possible for a bad person to make up for the harm they've done? Balance the scales. But yeah, Dick's like, are you talking about, are you thinking about someone specifically? He's like, is this about you? Do you think you're a bad person? Bruce said you fought the League of Assassins. Did one of them say something to you? I put pain and fear into the world. I have hurt others with no thought or remorse. I can only ever make up for it. But what if what I do now will never be enough? And Dick, you were a child when you did those things. You're still a child. Wasn't your fault. He says, I still got to live with it. He says, we often have this misconception that good people can't do bad things. They can't. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We make mistakes. We choose poorly. We mess up. It's really what you do next. Do we double down and keep perpetuating the harm, or do we learn and grow and take accountability for our actions? You're a hero, not because you've been perfect all your life, but because you realized you were hurting others and chose to change. You've got a good heart, Damien. It won't lead you astray. He's like, what if it does? What if I mess up? No one's perfect. We're all going to screw up from time to time. Even me, even Bruce. When it comes down to the big stuff, I'd follow you anywhere, kid. And if that's not enough to convince you, we can go inside and ask Alfred and Bruce the same questions. I guarantee they'll say the same thing. Damien, you're just trying to placate me. Do you really think we would have been Batman and Robin if I didn't trust you with everything in me? I love to get the little shot at like Batman and Robin #1. Yep. We were a pretty good
Damien team. Admits we were a pretty good team.
The best, yes. Well, I think you might be a sentimental fool. But thank you, Richard.
Yeah, well, you're the one calling me by my first name, so who's the sentimental fool now?
Oh!
Boom!
You are impossible. Thank you. That was not a compliment. Pretty sure it was.
I'm like, that's a compliment from you, Damien.
Oh my god, it'd be so great if like the people who worked on this will listen to this episode and like took your comment, be like, or even from the comment section, just be if Damien one day just one of these just like, and you're the one dressed like a youth pastor.
He really does, though, in some of them.
I know.
Which just makes it extra funny. It goes with the goody two shoes vibe. But yeah, see, there's so many good ones. What were some of your favorites, Phil?
I mostly read the ones you put on the list, but I'm gonna go back and read all of these. Like I said, I mean, there's 139, but yeah, then none of it, they're not that long, so.
No, yeah. You'll catch up quickly, and then you'll be like, oh, now I have to wait a week.
And especially if you read it digitally, just scroll down the screen, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like most of them are kind of funny. More so, this third season is a little more serious and heartwarming. But I mean, there's some good jokes. Like I sent you that joke where Dick and Bruce were having a moment, and Dick was like, "Yeah, I got the second father, and he taught me so much, and I really owe everything to him." And his name was Clark Kent. And Bruce is like, "That's it. I'm calling my lawyer. You're disinherited."
Oh, you know.
So that was funny. But in terms of like ones that you like laugh out loud at, that's more in season 1 and 2, and I feel like they're more funny than serious, but there's some serious ones thrown in there.
You know what I did read? The second episode 2, the last cookie, where they're all fighting over the last cookie Alfred made.
Yes. I mean, how could you not?
Exactly. But no, it was a good read. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and read all of them. But yeah, no, there was. So I know you picked a lot of Dick-centric ones. Are there ones without Dick in them?
Oh yeah, lots. Yeah. Sometimes there's a run where there isn't. So yeah, there's. I'm not sure. I didn't really go through and count. I'm not sure. I feel like they try to do a pretty good job at keeping it reasonably even. With the main bad characters. But that being said, there aren't a lot. Like Helena and Kate and Harper and Bluebird and stuff, they don't really show up that much. But they try to, with like the main, like the main Robins and Cass and Steph and Barbara, I feel like they try to.
I know in that holiday one where they all made sure they were home for to be with Alfred on the holidays. That one panel you see Jean-Paul Valley, you see the Foxes, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, there's some funny Tim and Jason ones where Red Hood is saving Tim from these totally inept kidnappers. So that's funny. Oh, and there's one where Bruce goes with Clark and Diana to trivia night, and they're like, Bruce, should we really do this? You're too competitive. And he's like, I am not. And they're like, oh, okay. So Clark and Diana, like, they deliberately lose, like, put down the wrong thing almost every time.
Wow.
And Bruce is like he doesn't freak out, but then he goes home and like runs into his room and starts screaming into his pillow. And of course, because Clark has super hearing, Diana's like, did he start screaming as soon as he got home? And he was like, totally. So yeah.
Yeah, no, these
But yeah,
are
there's some good ones. Yeah, for like Cass and Steph, some of the ones who have more, some of the darker backstories. They've got some, heartwarming ones about them overcoming that.
oh nice.
And then there's some, like here's one about the crush. Duke has a crush on a girl, and he's trying to get advice from people, and Dick's like, you could just ask her out. Ask her if she wants to go to the movies or coffee. Worst she can do is say no. It's not that bad. Duke's like, yes, it is. And Dick says, try to work in a pun. Ladies love puns.
Oh my.
And Duke says, Jason's right. You give terrible advice.
All right. So anything else on these?
No, you should read them all.
Yeah, I am. I am going to. That's my big thumbs up, kids. Yes, I am going to read all of these. And again, it's not going to be a huge time. I know, like I said, there's 139 of them, but it's not a big time commitment. So yeah.
Oh yeah, like here's one that's funny. That's about Bruce going. He doesn't want to go alone to some gala, and Alfred's suggesting all of the kids, and Bruce is like, no, and recounting a story about why he can't take all of the kids, and Dick is in a chandelier.
All right. All right. So yes. Yes, kids. Yes, check it out. Check out Wayne Family Adventures. If you're a fan of any or all of the Batfamily, yeah, the Disco Wing thing. All right. So yeah. But next week, for our other new episode this month, yeah, we'll get to the new stuff. Pretty much everything was out today except for the new Nightwing issue.
Yep.
So yeah, yes, next week we'll hit Nightwing 120, Titan 17, Batman and Robin Year 1, Number 2, which had some good moments in there. And then for December, we'll only have one episode of Nightwing News. It'll be on the new stuff. It'll be the Wednesday before Christmas, which I wonder how they're going to handle Christmas because Christmas Day lands on a Wednesday.
Maybe
release stuff early, or you know what I said, I have a feeling I could see them releasing Marvel and DC releasing most of their books the first 3 weeks and like not putting out much or anything that
yeah, because like even though not everybody celebrates Christmas, I mean people are not gonna want to. I mean, like shops are gonna be closed.
Yeah, I was gonna say the small shops, yeah, they're not gonna want to come in. So, but
it's Christmas. Yeah, is that the last? No, it wouldn't be the last Wednesday.
It is Christmas Day.
Yeah, it'd be the
last.
last.
Following
it's the last Wednesday of the month.
Yes, yeah,
yeah,
because New Year's Day was on the next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. But yeah, so December we only have one episode. It'll be the new issues for that month. But don't worry, kids, we got an extra electric mullet for you because we do that in order, and we we're like, we need to squeeze in one more episode because there was a Christmas issue. I'm like, we have to squeeze it.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, the timing is just perfect. All right. So yeah, so send us your thoughts. On all the new stuff on Wayne Family Adventures, all of it. I read Dick was in World's Finest today.
Yeah, was it good?
It was good. I mean, he didn't have a huge role, but he did help in the beginning. He did do something big that freed all the heroes. So, but no,
that's good. Yeah, I haven't been to the shop yet, and something's messed up with Amazon. Like I had, like I have a subscription to these things, and they didn't send me the comics. So I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I've heard weird things with Amazon, like stuff getting delayed digitally when it's already out in the store. It's I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'll go to the comic book store tomorrow. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
I know the tease for the December issue. It's probably not going to be Dick in it, but the tease was the new team of Batgirl, Jimmy Olsen, Crypto, and the Bat Hound.
For what? In World's Finest?
For the December issue, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
So the two redheads and the two dogs. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So yes.
Well, hey, Jimmy Olsen, he had that moment. In one of that one episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when he got the powers and stuff. Oh,
yeah, thank you.
Oh, it'd be funny if he's there with Barbara and we see Dick lurking in the background being all jealous.
Well, remember back in the for a little while before they invented the Teen Titans, like Jimmy Olsen and Dick were BFFs.
Oh yeah. When there was they were like the only two. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, oh, Superman and Batman are friends. I guess Robin has to be friends with Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, because he was kind of Superman's friend, sidekick. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So send all the thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes Lunatics merch. Again, great gifts, great holiday gifts for the whole family. Get grandma that Capes Lunatics t-shirt. And, of course, the Patreon. Well, Lilith demands that you ran the money on us through the Cash App link. And, of course, the Patreon, where Lilith and I give you something uncensored, exclusive every month. And Justin had a good idea where we might try to get some of the gang together. Kristen's invited. We might do some of the best superhero movies that aren't Marvel or DC. So so you can find the Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, and you can find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right. And again, speaking of the holidays, we all know the greatest gift you can give is the gift of reading and knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
And I know you're all going to be on Amazon shopping for, you should try to shop small businesses, but I know someone's going to be on Amazon. So go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Again, if you want the full story on Dick Grayson, yes, go pick up this book put together by Kristen, talking to many people, writers, scholars, all. And of course, as always, like I say, you pick up this book, you will be supporting an educator during the holidays. So,
woot
woot. She's like, all right, kids. So, be Kristen Santa and buy that book. Thank you for joining us again next week. The new issues: Nightwing 120, Titan 17, Batman and Robin Year 1, number 2. Which Dick also has another great moment in. Should I say some great say with some great dialogue?
Is it Diggity Dank?
No. No, he works in a classic. I don't want to say too much. I'll give it away. But you'll recognize.
Is it a pun? Ladies love puns.
No, the minute he says it, you'll be like, I know where that's from. Dick Grayson, historian, you will know exactly where it's from.
Awesome.
All right, kids. Come back next time. Remember, join us same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News. Come back, y'all. We consider you family.